5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows.
They've done studies, 60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Right, when you go into a date and you go, hey, this is all I got, man. All right? If you don't like it, tell me now. We'll do some shooters and we'll leave.
You are not machines. You are not cattle. You are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts.
It ain't fair. I don't care how you spin the numbers, it ain't fair.
That's an idiotic
Well, I don't
comment.
think so. I thought it was very creative and very nice.
Yeah. I love that. It's great. Oh, whiskey, if you were a woman, I'd drive you from my tangled mind for good. You're welcome. The Fix Radio Show with Smitty and the crew. I want to welcome our our crackpot staff. Our Cracker Jack staff. Research. Mary Frances is over there. You can't see her. She's about 10 miles away. She's our crackpot staff. And, of course, Tripod Bill, he's always with us. The Fix Radio Show, 239-791-7002. If you want to comment, 239-791-7002. And, of course, if you want to really be heard but you don't want to be heard, the Fix Radio Show takes emails. FixRadioShow@gmail.com, FixRadioShow@gmail.com. This is our Memorial Day weekend broadcast. And I think it's about time that we do this. We have to give some love to of course, the Memorial Day is more than just putting hamburgers and hot dogs on the grill, man. Everybody gets into this hot dog partying thing, but you really don't think about the meaning of it because everybody's too busy partying and having a good time and laughing and joking and drinking Coca-Colas and flying the flag and fireworks, and it's all laughing and fun. But I remember the days when you had the Pledge of Allegiance in your school. I know I'm an old guy. I can't help it. But it was, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, for which nation would come, one under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. And we all had to stand up and actually make a pledge to the flag, which is a big thing. I know some people think the flag isn't much, but it is. It stands for something. It stands for a lot of bloodshed, a lot of people that have sacrificed, families that have sacrificed, fathers, sons, daughters, everybody that has gone to war. And war's been a long, long time, not just the recent wars. And I think some of the kids out there don't grasp the gravity of some of these wars that we've fought, man. You guys don't understand when you hear about World War II and you watch TV and you see some of the TV stuff. And to be honest with you, it loses its punch because we saved the world. We saved the world. That's what we did. That's humongous to think of that. The United States saved the world. I mean, we fought the Japanese in the Philippines. At the World War, we fought the Germans. I mean, we were, if we wouldn't have stepped up and got in the fight, it'd have been a different world. But we stood up for freedom and we sacrificed a lot. And that's not taken back from the people that were in the earlier wars. We're not talking about the earlier. Heck, you can go back to 1812. I don't know how far it goes back, but you can go way, way back to see how many people have sacrificed. And look, I'm just going to pull up a little statistic here. The Revolutionary War. How many people do you think died in that war? Huh?
4,435.
Correct. Ding, 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 ding. Correct. The War of 1812 was 2,260. Was that right?
That is correct. Yes.
The Indian War, I thought there'd be a lot more, probably more Indians. 1,000 died in the Indian War. The Mexican War was 13,000. That probably still going on, that war.
Mm-hmm.
Civil War, that was one of the worst. 498,332 lives died in the Civil War. That's just us. Mm-hmm. That's not even fighting other people. That's just our own countrymen had to die. Little Spanish-American War came after that, which was 2,000. Then you had World War I, 116,000. And then, of course, World War II was 405,399. You had the Korean War, 54,226. The Vietnam War, 90,220.
That's crazy.
And that's a lot of lives lost. And of course, you have the Persian War, which is 1,565. And they have here the global war on terror. Now that's a good statistic. The global how many Americans do you think you died in the global war on terror? You wouldn't think it was like a whole lot because it's kind of a new thing. Maybe a couple hundred, maybe 1,000. Actually, it's 6,857 people died
That are known
right now. So, you young kids, man, you take it for granted. You take it for granted. You don't even say the Pledge of Allegiance anymore. That's kicked out of the schools. Everybody's trying to knock down the war that we fought so hard for to get the freedom. What it means, if you're a family member or out there and you've served, I want to thank you. The sacrifice is not going unnoticed. It's a big deal to me. I fly a flag in my house even. So if you don't have a flag, go to, I hate to say Home Depot, but go to Home Depot. It's like calling for Kleenex or something. Everybody uses it. Go to Home Depot, get your flag, put your flag up, man. Be proud you're an American. Put it out there, okay? That's the big thing here, man. So do that. That's a big thing, and I want to thank everybody, and don't take it lightly. Got something to say, Mary Frances? I heard you chopping at the bit over there.
No. Just enjoy the weekend.
Just enjoy the weekend.
Be safe.
That's right. Watch your DWIs.
Yeah.
Don't
Don't eat too many hot dogs.
I want to talk about censorship. We fought for censorship. The American freedom was talking about freedom of speech, freedom of this. That's getting taken away. The censorship is getting taken away now. We used to be able to have freedom of speech. And I know it's a kind of a cutting edge thing. You can do this, you can do that, but you can't. You can't really. I mean, there has to be some responsibility. I'm not for censorship. I don't think there should be any censorship, except for some occasions, some obvious occasions that come with responsibility, like calling somebody I don't know, something crazy. I guess in a movie theater, you can't yell fire. Okay, you don't go in a bank and yell hold up. There's some things you just don't do. The flag getting burned. I'm not for that at all. That should be a federal offense. That should be a federal crime to burn the flag. If you burn the flag, you should be a minimum in jail for a month and spend like $10,000 in fines. That's just me. I'm very protective of the flag. I love the flag. It stands for something, as I said before. And I think the censorship has gotten way out of control. Even in Facebook, they're starting to crack down on people now. I don't know, YouTube, I guess, is starting to be a little bit more sensitive. People are saying things. They're using some language that they don't feel appropriate. They're talking about sensitive situations. And Facebook actually sent out Facebook actually sent out a doctrine of all the new rules and regulations, which was very ambiguous. It kind of just talks about you can do anything that they deem wrong, they can flag you or take you down. And they've been known to be kind of a left-wing leaning media. So I really hope that that's kind of looked at a little bit differently now. And I'm not for it. I'm not for censorship, except for in some slight incidences. Let's just make that clear, okay? Now I'm gonna jump real fast. Billy's tripod's not gonna like this, but
before you jump, Steve, just let me tell you that censorship actually was established way back in Roman time, 443 BC.
Wow!
And at that time, censorship was actually established to sharpen the people in the government, and it was an honor. It was honorable.
Oh wow, that certainly took a left turn at the red light.
So a lot of those people out there that talk about censorship, they need to understand what honorable means.
Yeah, it's just to keep your mouth shut.
Even back in China, I mean, China, the law started back in China in 300 AD.
Wow.
So even the Chinese understood the importance of censorship and what an honor it was to be.
People have changed. Things have changed. Things are different.
Things have changed.
I understand that, but we just have to make sure that the people don't get shut down just because they're speaking against the system. You know, it seems like that every time you speak against the system, you get shut down or you're considered something racist or fascist or something like that. We don't want that. We want you to be able to speak your mind. Be sensible. Just don't be a nutcase. Don't be out there talking like a crazy man.
Don't take advantage of
Don't take
something.
advantage of it. Exactly. I'm going to talk about Zuckerberg. I know a tripod's not going to like this because I jump around a lot of times. And he has his whole format over there, and then he gets mad when I jump around. But I can't help it because we talked about Facebook. Of course, as you know, Zuckerberg, he did give his speech this week at Harvard. Called it the greatest university, cracking down on cracked a couple corny jokes, said you guys have accomplished something I never could, which he actually quit. He quit Harvard and actually went and started his thing of, you know, and of course, we all know Facebook has become great, but he kind of talked about making a global, flexible, medium salary for everybody. You know, like it's almost communistic where he was talking. Like, well, we're all going to get paid a certain amount of money, and I find that ironic. Here's a guy who's the wealthiest guy in the world. What does he have? Wealth guilt suddenly because he's a quadrillionaire, and all of a sudden he's upset. It says it's time for a generation to define a social contract where we measure progress by everyone having a role and a purpose. And he also talked about having the equal pay and equal opportunities. That sounds so communistic. I don't understand why a guy that has so much money has to feel guilty. You know, it boggles my mind. Everybody can say that they have money. It's like people that are filthy wealthy. They always say, and money's not everything. That's because you got money. If you didn't have money, it wouldn't be saying that. You're not worried about putting gas in your car. You're not worried about where your next meal is going to come from. You're not worried about paying the rent. You're not worried about any of that. You got tons, got zills, and kudos to you. I mean, you did something a lot of people can't do, which has become very, very extremely successful. All I would ask you to do, Zuck, is to lay back on the censorship. Maybe you can start another thing that's another network like Sirius Radio. I was listening to Sirius Radio the other day, and of course I run across Howard Stern and some of the other guys. I listen to everybody. And they were talking about some of the most gross and disgusting subjects I couldn't even think of. I wouldn't want to sit there and listen to them with my kid either. But yet they're allowed to do that on radio. So, and it's serious because so you buy it. You have to buy it, as we all know. You buy in the Sirius Radio, so you're allowed to do it. Maybe Zuck can come up with another, you know, YouTube X channel or something where you can actually pay into it. And if you want to hear the subjects, you can actually pay into it. Then you can make some more money, Zuck, and actually get some people talking about other things that are maybe not less censored. That would be a good thing for sure. Last but not least, let's switch another quick subject real fast. I got to talk to you about Kushner. He was they're reporting this now that the Kushner and Trump were trying to work with the Russians to get a secret backdoor line. A secret, super secret squirrel backdoor phone communication line so nobody would be able to really hear what's going on. Don't they ever watch Get Smart? They got the cone of silence comes over you. And then they get in the cone of silence. I'm probably dating myself, but that's what they used to have, the cone of silence. And they would get in the cone of silence and they would talk about their stuff. The president knows there's so many leaks. We're like Swiss cheese over here, man. Anything that happens, everybody blabs, runs their mouth. I don't know where it came from. I don't know what the heck is wrong with this country. But the president needs some security in his conversations. Leave him alone. No wonder. Hey, if I was president, I'd want a secret line too. I wouldn't want to have everybody picking everything that I say out of context or talking about it on the radio or on TV. There has to be secrets. There has to be secrets, guys. You understand? The Democrats, listen to me. It has to be secrets, okay? You should know that. You had Hillary. She had more secrets than Carter had liver pills, okay? So now all of a sudden you've got Trump. He wants to do a super secret phone line system or some kind of communication, and you guys are up in arms about it because he wants a secret. No wonder he wants a secret. I would want a secret phone line. There's so many things get blabbered and taken out of context. It's absolutely crazy here. Loose lips sink ships. That was the motto back in World War II, because that's how it was. You talk too much. Shut your mouth. Let the man do his job, okay? If you weren't leaking everything every 5 minutes, you wouldn't ask for a secret line. And that's a good idea. You know, I don't. A lot of people wouldn't like that, but I think it has to be done because you can't trust anybody. Nobody.
Isn't that like what they used to call the red phone, though?
Yeah, that was the red phone. That was
the red phone.
That was the Batman
line?
phone. It was the bat line. The red phone. You had the bat phone in the old Batman thing. You used to push the red phone. Talk about another subject that's kind of bugged me a little bit. Billy doesn't have a picture of this guy. Giafonte. Giafonte was running in Montana. He was a guy who was running for office of GOP. And, of course, the guy that was following him was a reporter. And he had a couple questions asked him. And I'm sure everybody's heard the recordings of him getting thrown down on the ground. And the guy was questioning him about some health care, and they had a rough and tumble. Well, they're tough up in Montana, man. They're not like Seattle where you're going to get San Francisco where you're going to get powder puffs out there. These guys are rough and tumble. And the guy stepped over his line, and he got slammed down. And Giafonte won the race, of course, and everybody's up in arms because he physically grabbed him. He shouldn't have grabbed him. He shouldn't have grabbed him. He shouldn't have thrown him down on the ground. But when you have somebody who's prodding you, and you have Giafonte who's running for office in Montana, and you have him doing his thing, and the guy who's got his microphone, and he's just sticking it in his face, and keeps sticking it in his face, and keeps sticking it in his face, and keeps prodding him and prodding him and prodding him. You're edging for it. You're asking for it. You're asking for a fight. You're asking to be slapped down, and that's exactly what he got. So, you know, again, it's the press. They just don't know how to act. They don't know how to act right. You got to act normal. Ask the guy a question, be respectable, and don't keep prodding him, and don't keep poking him in the face, bearing the cage, because you will end up getting slapped down, and that's going to be the way that is. So let's go to the next subject. They said
the only reason he won the race is because everybody had turned in votes way before this actually ever happened.
I don't know if that's the truth or not. I kind of feel like he was already going to win, but what do I know? So let's talk about this other one. This lady, a teacher here, okay? The teacher, of all things today, gives an award. 7th grade teacher gives an award to a kid and says he's going to be the most likely to become a terrorist award. I mean, really? I mean, nothing. There was no red flag in your head that said this is probably a little inappropriate. I mean, I don't even know if it would be appropriate if you're in 12th grade, But to take a kid who's in 7th grade and it was a lady teacher in Texas, it's just unbelievable that who would want to come home and say, hey, Dad, I got great news. Hey, what? I got the award I'm going to be the next terrorist. I mean,
when did they change up categories for kids? What happened to the, you achieved something thing?
I don't think that happens anymore. I don't think you're allowed to achieve anything anymore. So
that's a totally different category that they've gotten into there. I don't think I've ever seen terrorist awards for children.
No, it was a 13-year-old student, Anthony Aguirre, junior high in Houston, Texas. Okay, he was voted most likely to become a terrorist. Boy, that's really shooting high. And
that's not like even a ha-ha thing.
I know it was not a joke. One person said it was quoted saying, "I don't feel comfortable with this." No, who would? Who in the heck would vote their kid to be the next terrorist? That teacher should be reprimanded and fired immediately and told you can't teach anymore. That's how I feel. You're crazy.
Bet she's not one of those Golden Apple Award teachers.
Yeah. What's next? Hey. What's the guy's name? The guy who I always watch on TV. The guy who was a mass serial killer. Ted Bundy. Hey, Ted, you've been voted next best serial killer in the history of the world. We hope that you're successful.
Hide your Fruit Loops.
Yeah. What are you, crazy? It's nuts, man. So that's where this world is going. We're voting kids to be the next terrorist group. I'm stunned.
I am too.
I'm stunned. And last, this is the last one I want to talk about. This is pretty funny. I know it's disturbing, but I got to tell you. Dad tells his daughter why he's so proud that she's become a porn star. I mean, talk about overachievers.
What a
wow.
dream. What a dream come true.
I'm telling you, that's a gold star on the refrigerator tonight. I'm telling you, there she is. I'm going to give you her name, Aurora Snow. Okay, she retired from the porn.
Is that her porn?
I don't know. I didn't want to look anymore. Okay, I saw a quick thing because I'm a research guy. I had to look. Okay, it's like a train wreck. Somebody tells you that something's absurd going on. I got to go. I got to see it. You know. Well, I pulled it up and it was seared into my mind. You know, not that I'm a prim and proper kind of guy. I'm not a church choir boy, but this was a little bit over the edge even for me. Aurora Snow, she said blown away. I bet she was. She was blown away by her father's answer. And when he said, I'm proud of you. Wow. Between 2000 and 2011, she was one of the biggest porn stars around. And she went to her father and said, what did you think? And I guess he, after nearly an hour conversation, he muttered answers. She muttered, "How did you feel when you heard that I was, you know?" And he got quiet. He said, "Well, I was proud." Wow, be proud, be bold and proud, America. If you raise your kid to be a porn star, you screwed up. Okay, she needs medical help. But if you're there, make it rain. Make it rain. Trying to earn a living. All right. 239-791-7702, 239-791-7002. Give us a call, give us a comment, we'll read it online. Or fixradioshow@gmail.com, fixradioshow@gmail.com. We're going to be back here probably, I don't know, Tuesday or Wednesday. Subscribe. Go to YouTube. Subscribe, and then you'll get noticed and you'll come up and you can participate. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. Be proud you're American. Be proud. Support the troops. Peace out.